Hi, and welcome to Carousel Theater's first week of premieres for our brand new Playwright Project series. This is our first week of premieres, and I am here with the one and only Karin Hooper, the playwright for Game Night, which will be premiering this Friday at 7 p.m. Hi, Karin. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Yeah, well, for those of them people who might not know you, which I don't think anybody could possibly not know you, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so I'm infamous, not famous, obviously. um, well, I work for the state of Iowa. I love to do the carousel theater when I get a chance, and it has been fun, and I've done it for several years. And then this playwright thing, of course, and I was hesitating even doing it. I was like, I didn't know. And I talked to your mom about it too. She goes, oh, tell me how it goes, because I might do it next time. I said, oh, do it with me now. I talked to Stacy and asked her, and she's like, no, just tell me, and I might do it next time. But I'm so glad I did. It was just an incredible experience. And basically, I just did it because COVID, there
Mhm.
was nothing to do, and I needed to, you know, do something creative, I guess. So
Yeah,
it was great fun.
cool. Well, how did you hear about the project?
Um, David Dubicek, did I say his name right? I hope I did.
Yeah.
He sent out an email through Carousel, and I was like, "Gosh, that sounds kind of fun." And like I said, I hesitated. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know," because I'm kind of lazy, and I thought, "Oh, it sounds kind of like work, but kind of fun." And um, so I at the very last minute, I'm like, yes, something to do. And, you get during COVID, it gets depressing. It was very, I mean, homebound basically.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
so we met not once a week. We met once every couple weeks. And then towards the end, like once a month, I think. And he just, it was like a class he taught, basically, and, how to write a play. And he's done several, so good, mentor there.
Yeah. Okay. So, talking about the play and kind of talking about the process of going through the writer's workshop, why don't you walk me through what was the very first meeting like? How did you guys establish not only what you were going to write about, but how you were going to go about actually writing a show?
The first one was, kind of introductions, and he the first meeting was focused on themes. What's your theme, and what's a universal question that you want answered?
Mhm.
Like, can you really, or is there love at first sight, or um can you trust anybody? Just a question that, you need answers. And the obstacles along the way. And he talked about character development. And but that first meeting was just basically themes. What's your theme? What's the universal question? So we all, scratched our heads and thought about that and came up with something. And how we came up with ideas, and the ideas changed all the time. And he said, don't get married to anything because it's going to change. In fact, I wrote an entirely different play than this one. It
Mhm.
was science fiction. I wrote a science fiction play. And as I was going along, I'm like, this is no, it just wasn't me. And then I wrote this one in 2 days. I'm like, I had this idea, and I'm like, yeah, it's loosely based off my friends, and that we have game nights, but
Yeah. So
yeah.
tell me a little bit about your play. So where did you find this inspiration to tell a story about four friends and their game nights over the years?
Yeah, it just what is loosely, and I'll say because some things didn't happen that happened in the play,
Mhm.
thank God. But my friends and I, since the 90s, have gotten together once a month, once every couple months, for games. We love to play games, any kind of game, card games, pitch, the games in the play, which are craniums, categories, Cards Against Humanity and Trivial Pursuit. But anyway, these friends, more than the games, but coming together and bonding and, fellowship with my best friends and a little drinking here.
Of course, as
Yeah,
one does.
as one does over over 30 years. Yeah. So I mean, and we just are best friends. And though in the play it changed a little because they couldn't. Not everybody's the same age ish.
Mhm.
In my play they were supposed to be like late 20s, early 30s, and they go to their 50s. There's 4 scenes, 10 years per scene. A decade passes between game nights. But they had another character, which I guess is working out great. So it's going to be like seasons. The season has changed because one of them is, significantly older than the other three,
Mhm.
which I guess it worked out really well. They gelled really well, and I'm just so excited to see that.
Oh yeah, I bet it's really exciting. So, walk me through. So, over the course of about a couple months, I would say it was more like a 9-ish month process, right? You guys met
Yeah.
every couple weeks, maybe once a month. Um, what was it like being in those meetings? Was it really collaborative? Did you all like help each other out? Like, how did you pull each other through the mire of writing and writing and writing?
Yes, yes, we did. And that's interesting because, as we're doing read throughs of other people's plays, like he'd say, have a page ready or something. And we would play the characters of other people's plays and we'd say, oh, wouldn't this be great if, this happened in your, or, I mean, do what you want to do because this is your creative baby. But oh, I think it'd be, really great if, this character said this or this character acted like that. So I mean, we all collaborated with each other, as far as what we'd like to see, what we would like to hear, from the characters. And
Yeah. Now, I noticed in reading the plays and watching them get recorded and rehearsed that there was a little bit of a common theme in there where there's some characters dealing with loss at some point in their journey. Was that a collective decision amongst you guys to kind of have a uniting theme, or did it just kind of happen?
no, in fact, first of all, and going back to that first meeting, he said we could do a play together, one play, or we could do one X and have each of it. And we all decided we wanted to do our own. But the common theme, one of the playwrights said, there's kind of a loss or a possible, no, I won't give anything away, but maybe death or whatever. In each of our plays, there's something kind of dark. And we thought, isn't that funny that we all came up with a little bit that, we didn't know each other, plays or anything before then, so I don't know. There was a kind of a common, lost theme. But I mean, a
Yeah,
couple of them are funny. Hopefully mine's funny. I wanted it to be funny, but there's also,
I think it's funny. I quite
okay.
enjoy
Oh,
your
good.
show. Yes, I definitely enjoy it. So, you wrote these plays and you kind of went through this whole experience. We talked about a little bit at the beginning in a year with COVID, right? And how COVID shut down live theater. Carousel had to cancel its whole season because of that. Do you think that writing in COVID affected your storytelling? Either directly to the story or the way you approached looking at stories? Like, did it change your point of view at all?
I don't know about that. I think it did at first with my first play that I wrote. I mean, I had COVID on the brain, and it was all about COVID. My play
Mhm.
was, and it was science fiction, but um, so it was. But then as we were kind of lightening up and things were getting a little bit better, I changed directions and I went. So yeah, that a good question because I think that might have had some impact on all of our creative processes. And
Yeah, I imagine. So, going back to the play a little bit, the play's entitled Game Night. It's about four friends, loosely inspired by your friends. So does that mean that there's a Karen character in here at all?
There is.
Oh,
Callie is Karen.
Callie is Karen. I see what you did
Yes.
there. Was it hard? Did you find it easy or difficult to write your own voice or define a character based on you?
I found it fairly easy, but as I perceive myself, but as others perceive me, maybe not. But I did put in there, some kind of harsh things that, that I know I'm guilty of. So I think I was pretty, honest about that character for
So do
sure.
your friends know that you have these characters inspired by them?
Yeah.
Yeah, are they excited to see it? Are they going to be watching the show?
Yes. In fact, my friend Dina is Deanna in the play. See, I'm just so original. But she actually read her part when we did read-throughs because they
Oh,
wanted
that's
other
nice.
people. Yeah, so it was really great. And so I said, "Well, are you going to go out for your part?" She goes, "Well, do you want me to?" I said, "Yeah, I want you to." And then it ended up she didn't have time or something to go out,
That's
to
too
try
bad. That
out.
would have been really cool.
Oh, I know it. And she fits that part perfectly, obviously.
So after writing a whole show, actually two whole shows, do you think that you would continue writing it all? Is this the end of the game night or the end of Karen's writing career? Are we going to see you on Broadway anytime soon?
Oh, I'm sure you will. I think I would love to do it again. I hope he does this every year. I will sign up every year. I just think it was just a wonderful class. I call it a class because it was like a class, So I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I would do it again. I don't think I'd do it on my own because I need a little nudging, but
Well, is there any major takeaway that you hope people get when they see your show? Any like major message that you hope they get across or anything like that?
yeah, I guess my universal question or message was, you know, husbands come and go, but friends are there for life. I mean, if you've got some really solid friends like I do in real life, it just, is the best thing in the world. And they're the best thing in the world. And they just will always be there for me and I for them.
Yeah, that's so true. That is a great message. And I think it's a message that we all really need as we kind of work our way through COVID and kind of find our way back into a normal world or as normal as we can, that having these relationships around us really help ground us in what makes us special and then the world around us special. Because I think sometimes we could
Absolutely.
use that reminding a little bit. And then, with a comedy, we always need a chance to laugh, right?
Yes,
We always
yes.
need a little humor in our lives. And I think we all need a little bit of Karin Hooper in our lives as well.
Oh,
So
and I
I am
need
so
Alex Lindsley
excited.
in my life.
I am so excited for everyone to see your play and all the hard work
Thank
that
you.
you put into it. Thank you for having this interview with me and talking a little bit about your show. Again, you can catch Karin Hooper's play Original Show Game Night this Friday at 7 p.m. on our Facebook page, as well as our YouTube page. That's Carousel Theater of Indianola. Thank you so much for joining me, Karin, and I can't wait till we get to see each other in person again.
Oh, same here. I love
Thank
you.
you.